awesome to have you in here because you are actually I think my second or third Whitney's Women of the Year.
Oh, wonderful.
Yeah, I mean, we're kicking it off with a big bang. And you have been known around Chicago for years. Mm-hmm. So I'm going to let you give a little bit of your history, but you have this new big thing coming up. So yeah.
Well, I love Chicago. It is a city that I moved to, and I did not know where it was because I lived in Philadelphia. I had no idea where it was, but I got this opportunity with the PBS station here, and it was the same year Oprah Winfrey moved to Chicago to host AM Chicago. Long story short, I say it was the universe putting us together, right?
Yes.
I always wanted to work in TV since I was 14, and when I saw the girl on the set at the Mike Douglas show with a clipboard. And here I was in the same city as Oprah. And so when she took her show national, I applied for the job, interviewed with her, didn't get it.
Oh.
Got it a year later. They called me
Yes.
and they said, we want you and come back. This was 1902. No, I'm kidding. That's my joke.
I'm like, wait, that does not make sense.
1987, and that was when it all started. And I was hired as the audience coordinator, and I ended as the audience producer. I had stuff that I did in between. I freelanced for a while. I had babies, left, freelanced. And I was also a producer, a show producer, but my sweet spot was audience producer. I loved it.
Well, and it's so crazy to
I was
have
the girl
you,
to know because I had the tickets.
Oh, yeah, exactly. Because that was the golden ticket,
Yes.
in
Yes.
Chicago.
Yes.
And I actually met you years ago on the Michigan Avenue show. Do you remember that?
I wouldn't really
show,
call it a meeting.
Yes, it was a hey.
It was a hey.
Yes, I literally yelled across the yellow tape. And
Right.
this is what's so serendipitous about even having her in studio
Yes.
and calling you my friend.
Yes.
Is I just knew you literally as the oh my gosh, she is
one
going to
up
talk
girl.
in between Oprah and
right,
going
right.
up to her ear. And I was like, I need to get to know her.
That's
Right.
how I remember you because I went to a few episodes of Oprah,
Yes.
so I remember seeing you there.
Yes.
Yes,
Yes.
Of course.
you were
Yes.
like the other Oprah.
Well, I wouldn't go that far, but I was the Sally Lou who just wanted to be, in the studio. I love being here today because it's a studio. I just love the whole feeling that I had when I was 14, and that never has gone away. I just love being in production, whether it's radio or TV or film or theater, whatever it is. I just love it. And I love when an audience gathers and you can feel the passion and the community and the excitement. And that is never lost on me. So when you screamed, I'll let you say
Hey, I was like, hey, I'm going to be the next Oprah.
There you go.
She literally believed me, like 23-year-old Whitney that barely had enough money to get down on a bus down there.
Yeah.
I know, yeah, no, serious, true story.
And I was like, yes, you are.
Yeah, and she believed me then. And then, as you know, Chicago is the biggest, smallest city I know.
Exactly.
We ran into each other years later, and
Right.
so it's awesome.
And here we are.
Here we are. I know. I've had
I'm
you
so
on my
proud of
show,
you.
and now you're sitting here in studio. And really, Whitney's Women, is all about women who give back. And what I love about you is not only did you give back, because I believe Oprah was one of the first people that really transformed her platform
Totally.
into more than just a TV show. She
totally.
made it help. Oh my, and it's still helping people.
Of course.
So, but with that, now, Oprah's done. Yeah. You are still extending.
The Oprah Winfrey show is
Yeah, the
done.
Oprah Winfrey show
Right.
is done. But you are still doing really great things with your voice. And tell us about your new book.
Thank you so much. Well, I wrote a book and it's called Speak, Love Your Story, Your Audience is Waiting, because first of all, if we don't love our story, who's going to? And our stories are not always perfect. In fact, if they are perfect, please let me meet you. But it's like they're not a straight line. We don't always know where we're going, but even the hard struggle is something that we can value and something that we can share and grow from. So for me, I was always telling stories, and I had a front row seat to the greatest stories that were ever told on the Oprah Winfrey Show. And so I finally, speaking in front of audiences, and I finally was like, I'm going to write a book. And so I got a lot of eye rolling, like, yeah, you are. And now those eye rollers, who I call family, they all look at me, they're like, I didn't know you were a good writer. And I'm like, I didn't either. Actually, one of the reasons why I didn't like being a show producer was I didn't want to write. So now I started writing in my notebook, in my phone notes, my blog, in my computer, and then finally I was like, I am going to do this. This was about 1.5 years ago. And I did it. I self-published, emphasis on self, which I really like working with a team, so I would love to, if I do a second book, no eye rolls. I would love to do that through traditional publishing, but so far this has been really like boots on the ground, like just real organic. And I'm in the middle of a little book tour right now, and it's really exciting.
You're speaking my love language, because I love boots on the ground. Like that's like kind of how everything has evolved in my life.
Exactly.
And with that,
hey, when the content isn't happening for you, you got to make it yourself. You've got to do it. So I'm like, I'm writing a book, I'm doing a podcast, I'm doing it, and I love it.
So good. So tell us a little bit about the story, because you're like about the book, because you're giving people power in their story.
Yes. So I believe that when we tell our story, we connect with others, and when we connect with others, we all become better and happier humans. So really, truly, you have no idea where your story will land when you tell it. If you're telling it to a group, or you're telling it, on a stage, or even just in a meeting, or even just to a friend, you have no idea how that's going to land on someone's heart. So my story isn't like yours, and yours isn't like mine. However, we all have pieces that we can share. And so for me, when I read, I love reading memoir because I love story. It comforts me. It makes me feel good. It brings up all the oxytocin. And so like I said, I got to listen to all these stories, and it just made me more empathetic, more just happier, and to forgive more, to understand more. And so I use my story to help people feel more about their story and be able to speak their voice and speak up. But what's really cool is that, like my Oprah show warm-up, it's participatory. So after each chapter, there's a lesson. So each chapter, the reader gets to kind of discover what it is about their story that is working for them or not working for them.
Cool.
So, and then great speaker tips. So if you want to be a better speaker, because it's a career asset and a life asset, you read my book.
It's an everything asset.
Everything. No matter where you are in life, if you can't speak, you're not going to do well. You need to speak, no matter what. And so you have great takeaways from my little insider tips on how to engage with an audience and speak without fear. It's the number one fear people have. It is the only fear, along with the dentist, that I don't have. I am scared of everything else. I didn't even like coming up in the elevator. Elevators, boats, bridges, self-park parking lots.
Those elevators can be scary too. I'll tell you, I got stuck once, but that's another
Oh, don't tell me that,
I'm sorry.
We'll be walking down the stairs 24 hours.
It's true, you still have to leave. Okay, but yeah, go ahead.
So I understand fear. I also did stand-up comedy for the first time this year. I was terrified.
Wow.
So I understand fear, but I also understand that if you practice at what it is that you are scared of, you will be able to do it without fear, which is why I practice flying. I fly all the time. I don't like it, but I practice because I'm on a plane all the time. I'm not going to stop. And nobody should stop there. If you have an opportunity to speak, whether it's in a meeting, to your boss, at church, at temple, wherever it is, take it, Facebook Live. Take that opportunity to really get your skills and hone your skills. Practice your wit, your timing on people that surround you in life. And then all of a sudden you're on a stage and you don't have as much fear.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah.
And so with this book, you said, you're doing your own media tour.
I am.
Yeah, I love that. And
people are like, ooh, your book tour. It's so great. Like they think that there's a big publisher behind me. It's just me.
No, and that is a big publisher, girl.
Yeah, that's right, me.
Got to be your own,
Sally Lou Loveman Publishing.
Yes. And so with that, though, you have an event coming up that's benefiting Erika's Lighthouse.
Yes.
Okay, so tell us about that.
So that is coming up. I work on Wednesdays at a jewelry store called Jill Albert's Jewelry, which is a beautiful store in Glencoe and Illinois. And so I was kind of not, this is a roundabout way of answering it, but I'll make it quick. I supplement my business, Love Speaks, with television work. And so I had applied for a lot of television stuff that I'd worked on the pilots, and I didn't get the job. And so I was like, oh, okay. And then my friend who had this beautiful business was reopening, relaunching, and I was like, I'll work for you once a week. Just because I love a team. I love being in places that please all 5 of my senses. And so I don't know much about jewelry, but I do know about engaging an audience. So I'm like the girl that, hey, come on in, and just representing her brand. So that is where we are doing a book event, and we will be benefiting Erika's Lighthouse because I'm on the Lighthouse Council there.
Yeah, what is Erika's Lighthouse?
Erika's Lighthouse is, for those who don't know what Erika's Lighthouse is, it is an organization, a nonprofit that provides curriculum to high schools and middle schools for teen mental health, teen mental health. And our mission is truly to take the stigma away from mental health issues and allow teens to take their mental health control of it themselves by speaking about it and asking for help and learning about it and letting it be part of the conversation so that they're not feeling like they have to hide it or be alone. It's teaching kids how to be good friends to those who are suffering. It's teaching those who are suffering to reach out to adults, to parents, to teachers. And it really has changed. I've watched it grow for so many years. I knew about the council long before I became involved in it. And I'm just so proud of the work that we do because we're saving lives. We're really, truly saving lives by literally telling stories and having a conversation. So it's right within what I do for a living, and just seeing all of the incredible growth that we've had of just being in other countries and other school systems. It really started right here in Winnetka because Erika Newkrantz at a very early age sadly took her life, and her parents wanted to make a difference, and that's what they're doing every day.
And when is this event that we can get back?
February 25th at Jill Albert's Jewelry.
Okay, awesome. So it is coming up.
So some of the proceeds will go to Erika's Lighthouse.
Oh,
which
that is so
great.
awesome.
And we're also, Erika's Lighthouse is having their big gala this spring. So ericaslighthouse.org, if anyone wants to check it out. We are really doing work that is saving lives.
And where can people get your book as well?
Oh, lovespeaks.com.
Lovespeaks.com.
Yes, and of course it's on Amazon and Barnes & Noble and Balboa Press.
Wow, look at you, Miss Publisher.
I'm a publisher, evidently.
Oh my goodness, you are absolutely dynamic in so many ways.
Well, I feel like you're very kind. I feel like when you work for Oprah, you are called to the business. You are called to her mission. You are called to her DNA. And I think everybody that worked there, we are all going on to do really cool, wonderful things, putting into the world. And it's not just television, it's everything. I mean, people are doing so many different kinds of things. And we are a family. A dysfunctional television family, Have you ever heard of those?
We all kind of are.
Radio families, TV families, who love each other deeply and who really provide resources and wonderful opportunities. If I didn't have my Harpo family, I wouldn't have a business. So it's been really a blessing. And so I really take all of the lessons that I learned there and I incorporate them into my life. And a big part of that is giving back. My time, my spirit, my love.
I love that. Well, thank you so much for coming on. And your book is amazing, lovespeaks.com.
Hey, you're on page 33.
Woo, 33. I know. I'm always shout out page 33.
33.
Yes, I know. And the event, February 25th, people can go. It's up in Winnetka, you said?
Yes. Follow Jill Albert's Jewelry on Instagram, and you can just message us there if you want to come. I'm doing a book signing, a reading. We'll have cocktails. There will be some raffle tickets.
Ooh, I love a good raffle.
Raffle winnings, I should say.
Yeah.
I'm giving away a clipboard, Whitney.
Oh, one of your Oprah clipboards?
No.
Okay.
It's a Love Speaks clipboard.
I need that Oprah clipboard. I need it. It's good luck.
Yes. I know. I have that. That one I will not give away.
Oh, I love it. Well, thank you so much for coming in studio with us.
Thank you. Thanks,
Thank
Shelly.
you so much. So great to see you, Sally.
Thank you so much.
Do you want to tell what's going on?
Yeah. Oh my goodness. So we are launching season 10.
Stop it.
I know. I am
Wow.
I am in one of those modes where I just am super grateful, but I'm also very eccentric about pushing the mission forward. And as we were hearing Sally Lou speak about giving space to stories, that's what our bedrock is, and that is where our foundation is built, and that's what we are doing. So we're actually launching our season premiere with our live taping Whitney's Warriors, where everyone in the audience was a warrior for change. And we are doing a live after show for our premiere, so it's going to be downtown at Ariello's Pizza, and we are going to have just a great time on the 23rd of March. So we haven't released tickets yet, so you're hearing it here first, but then you're going to need you need to check my Instagram because that's how you're going to get your tickets. So Whitney_Reynolds, but we'd love to have you there. Chicagoland, I say this every time, you are our home base and you are the reason we continue to grow and reach more lives. So super grateful for our home base, and I want you to celebrate with us.
Just like Oprah. I'm just saying.
But it is so wonderful to be here and honestly be hitting season 10. I'm just super grateful, and I'm honored that Chicago has been along with us. So this is great. come out with us, celebrate with us. It's going to be a big party. And Showbiz, it is so great to be in the studio with you.
Oh.
I know, you have a front row seat. Sally Lou, too.
I better.
Yes, I know. Yes, you better.
We'll both be there.
Yes. So March 23rd, we want to see you out there.
Thank you so much, ladies. So good to see you.